see, I got the gate rolling. Yeah. So what's going on down there, D-Rail? So what's clackadackling in your radio down there? In the good old great state of Georgia. Old Peachtree State, that's right. Mr. D-Rail, I said, what's going on with you? It's been a hot minute. Your friend way out here in the Northwest got down.
Don't know the power of the dark side.
Boy, I didn't know Mother Nature was gonna give us any of that all the way to the west stuff. Hey, BBI, not a whole lot, man. Been looking at a bunch of sloppy Mother Nature. Yeah, Mother Nature ain't been smiling on my peanut whistle station this evening. Hello, BBI, D-Rail, George, break.
We'll send Prime a text. Because I've been sitting here looking at my radio with nothing going on, right? Hold on a second. I'll do voice to text. Yo, motherfucker, turn on your radio, you mud duck. Oh, it actually did motherfucker. Sweet. I've been sitting here looking at my radio, right? And I went, obvious son of a bitch. I could hear like a plastics welding plant or something. I was up there on between 10 and 11. I'm like, well, I think I got Mother Nature going south. So I was on the phone with old Madman Machete there. And I thought, man, I'll fire down on just like 1,000 watts. And here you popped up my radio. I'm like, oh, I got Georgia in my radio. So, you know, I was just looking for an excuse to hit the big box. 410?
Yeah, 410. Ain't no doubt about it, man. I'm glad it rolled on in, man. I've been waiting on some east to west for a good little minute, and I know it still ain't the full Mother Nature. It's that, what you call that sporadic stuff, that sporadic E. It ain't the sunspots, it's that sporadic E stuff, man, the short bounce. It's the one that don't want us to creep over to them 40, 50, 60 dB marks. That's when we got to put a little bit of heat out there to make the contact. Hello, BVI, D-Rail, right back.
You know, D, you're hitting me at about 10 dB and you're modulating to about 35. I was reading a post the other night. I think it was last night, actually. As I was thumbing through old fuck book, you know, building a callus up on my left thumb. And I seen you schooling some kids about modulation growth. And all I could do was smile. Now, you know me, homeboy, I don't get caught up in drama like that. Because, you know, I don't know shit about Shinola. You'd be the first one to tell me, too. I know that. But I had to smile, bro. And I was like, right on, bro. Good job. I don't know what you're keying, but you're swinging forward and sounding good. A wideband audio radio to another wideband audio radio got down.
Then I got a wide-banded audio receiver. At the time, I got a cell phone held up to the speaker, or held up to the radio, rather. The speaker, I'll roll it down right there and show you the speaker underneath there, but I'm not line level, you know, I'm just a cell phone recording off the face, but this Striker most definitely has a wide receiver, and it's able to pass the bottom end. Oh, I'll show you some swing right there. Oh yeah, we got some swing in the thing. Yeah, breaker. But yeah, ain't no doubt about it, man. You gotta have them steel tubes swinging forward. There's too many dub pluggers like the backswing and get their audio all tight, muffed up and stuff, but hey, it's on them. They can run their station. I'm right back.
Well, here, hold on a second. I'll reach over here now. I'll make it sound like they're key like they do. It's hey T-Bell, you got a copy of me on singing in reverse. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound good, in my opinion. But I'm one of them, I key low and then let it swing forward, so, you know. tuned for peak power, not maximum deck key kind of guys. It's really funny if you get a digital FLIR and you look at the air temperature coming off the tube and then kind of measure the efficiency of everything. It's amazing how much better shit runs if you tune it for peak power versus maximum deck key and then let it fall back to 0. Just saying. But what do I know? Well, brother, you're going to love the gate I'm making of you then, because I am line level over here. And I've been recording you ever since we first started talking. I think you're going to enjoy the gate. I'll make sure to put it on YouTube so you can listen to your audio tonality, 410.
Yeah, 410. Like you, like me too, man. I'm rolling the Watergate too. Hey, baby, I pulled out a Facebook live feed so you could see what you was doing over here too, man. And I know exactly what you mean, man. I used to be one of them duck-plucking carrier tuners, man. I used to roll my DC up there at about 28, 29 grand when I tuned that cotton pigger, and then I'd roll it back down and let it swing. But now I tune that duck-plucker under peak. You know, there's so many out there, RMS, average, carrier. Peak matters too. I'm here for the peak rights, man. Peak is peak-to-peak voltage, and peak equals modulation. You gotta have audio. You can't just have the watts. You can't just have the signal. You have to have the peak-to-peak there, Braden.
You know, I always wondered this when I first came out because I've always been a peak reading guy. You know, it throws back to when I was a child and a ham radio operator back in the day. And, you know, they measure everything in peak envelope power. And, you know, you get these guys who are like, well, that's not a real measurement. That doesn't count. And I used to think in the back of my head, I wouldn't say it out loud because, you know, I didn't want to offend any little ginger nuts feelings. But I'm like, so what's the point of having the unit to measure if it's not valid? Never made any sense to me, but I read everything in average over here on my own personal setup because the numbers are so big anymore, it scares me when I turn the peak meter on. So I just sit there and look at it in average. You know, I get scared quick, derail, because I only key one whole lot and I swing to 2. And I turn that peak meter on, it goes almost up to 4. I think 3.5. Makes me quiver in my boots. Crawl up underneath my bed. Shiver quietly in the dark, worrying about it. Derail. If I'm hitting you as half as hard as you're hitting me right now, I know I got your radio all by my lonesome. Your friend out here in the Northwest looking at you.
Don't know the power of the dark side.
On this one big giant piece of steel, 40,000 got down.
Hey, BBI, you got a crowd watching, man. There's about 28 duck-pluckers on this live feed, all just watching in living color. They all watching this duck-plucking thing. Hey, let me reach over here to this dial of bird. Let me show some folks how little bird watts matter. So let me take this thing and let me take a little bit of the swing out this thing. Okay, yeah, it's moving about to the 20 mark. So let's roll this dial of bird down. Oh yeah, that pulled down some of the swing. Alright, so let's do it for the video right there. We got this dial of bird going, we sitting at about 10, and watch this right there. Let me roll the dial of bird up. Yeah, what did I roll, like a needle whip? Hey, BBI, D-Rail said, what did I do, like a needle whip there, Bray?
Well, you just got louder. You've been hitting me at consistently about 9, 10 S units. Of course, I got an attenuator on. And you're swinging up here at about 30. And when you dial it down, you came back to about 9.9, maybe a needle's width. If you would have let me know, I would have got the camera out myself, and we could have documented it on both sides of the street. I'm over here unlocking my phone right now. I don't have any way to do line level on this end. You know, look at how long we've been on the ball, right? I've never even once looked over my air temperature on this thing, because it don't matter. You know what I mean? Unlimited talk time. So, let's see, how do I go about getting audio for this thing? I know what I gotta do. Okay, hold on. I'll pull that out. I'll turn this up. And Brother, if you want to repeat that process, I got a 1080p video of you rolling right now. I'll upload it to Facebook. Go ahead.
I got a 1080p video of you rolling right now. I'll upload it to Facebook. Go ahead.
No, let's do this again. All right, baby, this is not a dial of what? This is a dial of bird. That means I'm going to decrease my bird swing in my thing. Hang on, let me roll it down. All right, right here, I rolled that cotton pick down. We holding up about 10 grand. Still moving forward, rolling to about 10 grand. Now watch this little dial button right here. Let me dial this cotton picker up right here and get a little bit of movement. Yeah, breaker. Roll it back again, it's down, it's rolled back. I'm just rolling back my swing. I'm not rolling back my carrier, not my DC, just my swing. Let me roll it back up again. All right, BBI, maybe you saw the one needle with the change that those extra 7 to 8 bushels made. I'm right back.
All right, I'll upload it to Facebook, buddy.
I got it all, bro. I got it all. I'll throw it up on Facebook. I'll share it to your profile. You can put it wherever you want to put it from there. Yes, sir. Man, I've been wanting to get some Mother Nature with you for a hot minute. Now, I've been sitting over here working on the audio on this little mud duck now for a little couple weeks, because, you know, when you ain't got no skip, you're sitting out there going, hello, talking to yourself. Now, you got to tell me your honest opinion now. Don't be lying to me. Because remember, there's like 28, 29 people watching this gate right now on your side of the street. And I can almost guarantee you that this gate on my side is probably going to get about 1,000 views. You know, because I'll put it on the YouTube channel. How'd my audio sound to you? Not pinched. It's not tight. It's not muffled, is it, Breaker?
It's not pinched. It's not tight. It's not muffled. It's not too bassy. It sounds just the plucking right. Hey, BB, I don't hear a doggone thing wrong with it, man. It sounds real good. Good swing, good movement, good sound. Hey, BBI, you got it going on. Don't touch a duck plucking thing. I'm right back.
Well, you know, every once in a while, a mud duck can troll along with his beater out, his little wiener out, and that's right, he's fishing for worms. 410?
Yeah, 410 on the fishing for worms. I heard that, I did, man. Ain't no doubt about it. Well, good Lord, in the quarter, man, there was a whole bunch of them out there. Superman, Jack of Diamonds, and John Deere, and doggone if the band wasn't all opened up, BBI. D-Rail be a nosy breaker.
I don't know. If you can hear me, that means the whole duck fucking Georgia state can hear me. I'm surprised nobody's hitting their big boxes trying to get in there with you. I mean, you've been standing all by yourself now for 15 minutes on 27025. And I was on the phone with Machete when you and me started talking. I'm surprised he's not trying to get out here and bust my shorts coming into your radio. Just saying. So, let's see here. There's 20. Going forward, hello, come in. There's 30. Going forward, hello, come in. We'll back it down here to about 10. That didn't make any difference, did it, Breaker?
This S-meter is tight as hell, man. You ain't gonna like it. My S-meter is tight. Unless it's my turn to burn, with you, and we got like some real good fiery conditions, it don't really bust off a S9 too often. But I tell you, man, if we really had it hooked up, locked down with some real good Mother Nature, and it wasn't that sporadic heat mess, and it was some good sunspots, then you'd have me at 50, 60 dB over S9. I can guarantee up plug and tell you, man. It's just that I don't know what you call it, man. It's that sporadic E type stuff. Just even though I'm hitting you at 35 over with my swing, your signal meter a little more friendly, You know, if we had it really locked down, I'd be hitting you at 50, 60 over too, man. But, you know, luckily we got enough heat to put down on the band. We can make it out there, and we can get it done there with no interruptions. Hey, BBI, you sounded real good. It's hard to tell much of a difference on this little digital S meter. And like I said, it's real tight till it busts over to S9. But, BBI, maybe you still got me. I'm right back.
A little tight. Is that the way we're talking about Mother Nature these days? Because I'm here to tell you there ain't no sloppy seconds with Mother Nature, man. We'll all get busy, we're all trying to poke a hole in her skirt and get up her dress. And there's no such thing as sloppy seconds. It's just as tight as the first time we put it in her. A little tight. Your needle's a little tight. That's all good, bro. I'm just sitting here talking. Doing my thing. Not worried about a duck bucking thing with unlimited keyed out time. Burning electrons like they're being made at a power plant down the road. My good friend D-Rail out of Georgia. There's a great big giant steel hammer in the corner. One of the last two true pump houses out of the Northwest got down right back to you.
Full quieting. Full quieting of the receiver. Hey, you know, BBI, getting back to that tuning stuff on those amplifiers, I did a cool little test, man. I had a Heathkit SB220, and I had an Ameritron AL1200, and also a 3CX3000. I had all three of those boxes, and, you know, going to use them to drive into my other deal. Just hitting them all three with the barefoot radio, and, you know, that put them all up there around, I don't know, maybe 700-800 bird or something, you know, fairly on the light side. So all three of those boxes, I've done a test just for an audio test to see which one would pass the quality sound better. And I'll be double-dipped if the Heathkit didn't win. And the 3000 had a carrier tune done to it, so I said, you know, I'm going to retune that 3000. What I got to lose? I tuned that cotton picker under modulation, and it went from the third spot to the number one spot with no pain and no strain. I will be tuning by peak from now on. I'm right back.
They came up with the unit of measure for a reason. You and I both know that. That's okay. You know, there's a lot of people out there that got different opinions on how to get things done. Just do what you do, slow with your roll, and swing with what you got. In my opinion, the 3000 tube is honestly one of the best tubes ever designed for what we do with it. Very forgiving, very tolerant. It's got more than ample amount of anode on it. You know, it's real easy to support. Doesn't require crazy high voltage like the 12,500 volts that's on the anode of this thing I'm talking on right now. Very forgiving. It's a good tube, man. The Heathkit is a great little amplifier, but, you know, it's got that voltage doubler circuit in it, which is good as long as the transformer can carry the weight. You know what I mean? You take like a 1500 volt transformer and get 3000 volts out of it, as long as you got adequate capacitance in the thing. Ain't no problem with voltage doublers. But man, there's something to be said about solid rectification straight up, full wave. But to each their own, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't surprise me. That 3000 is going to have a whole lot more headroom in it than a pair of 3500Zs, Roger?
That's what it's all about, BBI. I'm hitting a barefoot striker. Hey, BBI, D-Rail said I'm hitting a barefoot striker into my 3CX 3000. Hey, BBI, ain't nothing but a barefoot 100-watt striker going into a 3CX 3000. And then that's slow loafing into something else. Hey, BBI, that's my kind of headroom there, break.
Yeah, as long as you key whatever you got, you key it at about a third or a fourth of what your maximum output is. Let it go. It'll sound good. It's going to run good. You don't have to worry about nothing melting down, burning up, catching on fire. And I've always been a big fan of this motto right here, D-Rail. If you want more watts, just build a bigger amplifier. Just saying. Now, the second best tube for what we use it for, in my opinion, is at 6,000. You know, it's a little bit of a cheater tube. Basically the same thing as a 3, just a bigger anode. That's another good solid tube. And then there's stuff in between. Then we got to go talk about the 15. And in my opinion, the 15 is on par, if not superior, to a 20. That 20 does have a whole lot bigger anode with a lot more cooling ability, but not that many more watts, if you know what I'm saying. D-Rail, BBI, right back.
So BBI, I'm plugging up my ear and talking over D-Rail like that. BBI, 270.
Gonna do the same doggone thing as far as the watt meter goes and all that good stuff. Just gotta...
No, BBI. Oh, 270, Colorado is out.
5,000 extra watts of dissipation for more headroom. Hey, BBI, I'm running this Barefoot Striker 955 into this 3CX 3000, and I'm slow loafing it into this other box right there. And can I...
I guess I'm hearing 3,000. I thought I heard old BBI now 70.
Going into the final, because, you know, when my third box ain't in line, I can't call it my mule yet until that cotton pick is in line. By the way, my service is approved. I've got my permit. I'm going to get it this week. I've got it stamped off from that special type engineer that I needed.
70, come on!
And they're on the standby. So, not a whole lot longer, I'll be in the cotton picking shack. And this 3000 will be my pre-driver, and the final I'm talking.
All right, Mongoose, I'm going to say hello right back your way, Mr. Mongoose, as you're smoking around the snow cap, 0270, rocking on.
Well, D-Rail, I'm glad to hear that it's been approved. It makes me happy, bro. Been a long time waiting for that now. I'm here to tell you what. Yeah, and I know exactly what you're saying. I remember our conversation you had to talk about the special engineer. Yeah, you go to pulling on that main line out there, out on the street, bringing down their volts a little bit. They kind of have a tendency to want to know why. But that's good. You know, I don't ever talk about your project because I am involved in it a little bit, and I just kind of keep my mouth shut. But I'm excited to see what that thing does when you get it done. That's all we'll say about that. Now, D-Rail, I got to tell you, my friend, I got another gentleman out there. His handle's 270. And we've been sitting out here for almost 25 straight minutes talking on 27.025, just you and me, carrying on our little QSO and having a good conversation. 270 out of Colorado. Come rolling up in here real quick. You fire it down once, he kind of come in underneath you, and then he fired down about 4 seconds later. Says, oh, I guess I got no Mother Nature with BBI. And he covered you up. And I still didn't key down. That's breaking the rules of the game. You know what it says in the book? Thou shalt talk to thy radio, right? And on the third key down, you guys were together. But I thought I'd let you know what's going on, Mr. 270. I heard you in there, but it's been so long since I got to talk to my good friend D-Rail in Georgia. I'm sorry I left you on the mall. And I stuck with my good friend D-Rail. But I called it the way I heard it. And I'm rolling it back. That's the way it went down. Mr. D-Rail in Georgia, your friend way out here in the Northwest. As soon as I come up off this mic, I know 270 is going to try and jump in my receive. It's been a pleasure putting it down on 27.025 with you all the way across this great nation. BBI got down.
Now, you see there, DBI, I went ahead and let you get your friend out of here.
That's for sure. Hey.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
D-Rail getting keyed on and reading the mail. I'll see you.
boy, I gotta tell you, I woke up the South. Because they just come alive. 0270, you fired down. You started to roll back in my radio. And then 0270 fired down. He says, oh, see that BBI, I'll let you. Then somebody just plumb wiped my radio clean out. Click, click, psh. 45 dB plus dead mall. And all the boy could say was, hello, audio. Hello. Knocked both you guys clean out my receive. But D-Rail, it's been fun, brother. I appreciate you. And that's the way it went down on this last key round. My friend in Georgia, I appreciate you, brother. You be good. And remember, you don't know. You don't know.
Don't know the power of the dark side.
And I'm going to cut this gate clean off. Because 30 minutes of us talking back and forth pretty much unmolested is enough for me. D-Rail, your friend out of the Northwest. The landlord got down. I said, hello, 7. You said you're going to go on up upstairs, you're going to do your thing, and you just wanted me to let everybody know who it was that locked my radio all the way over in the corner. Good evening, time 7. My friend down south, just a couple states away. Your friend out here in the northwest corner waving right back to you.
For a trip. Trying to get my trip to the Bahamas lined up. Take care, BBI. I'm gonna go back up here and turn me one of these cold and finish what I was gonna do. BBI.
Well, you had fun booking your trip there to the Bahamas, my friend. You said you're going to go on up back upstairs, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and I'll pack up these audio gates, and I'm going to go put together a video gate of this evening. And I appreciate you putting that out there. And I do need to get the gate put together from last night of you and 270. I just haven't had an opportunity to get that far here today. I've been over here working on stuff and actually trying to get the bills paid, you know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate both you gentlemen, Mr. 270 and 7, and my good friend D-Rail down there in Georgia. You gentlemen have a fine evening, all right? In this little mudduck station, we're going to slide wide to the side and give the band back to the northwest corner. This great big old giant piece of steel in the corner got down. Click.